I have a question for you. I have to ask this, and I have to understand. I went to college. I studied sociology, got a master's degree in criminal justice, psychology, and I thought I had an understanding of the justice system. Explain this to me, okay? Somebody goes out. Let's say two guys are in a bar, and they get into an altercation. One of the guys hits the dude so hard that his head hits the ground, he dies. And go, all right, your bond is $5 million. And you're like, dude, I couldn't come up with $500,000, and then what bondsman's going to sign? Like, it becomes a really difficult process. And they really make sure you're remanded to custody. This fucking fool is home for Christmas. Now, here's the question. How many families did this guy destroy? By the way, how many people have lost their life as a result of what he's done? Intentionally or unintentionally? Because he stole their money. He had it wasn't like it was a business idea. And by the way, I'm not trying to be like, but I said this the day this, I'm like, dude, this is what's going to happen. They're going to filter money. It's not being regulated. You're never going to know. They're going to launch other companies. They're going to parent it. And they're going to say that's perfect. And then they're going to have these other crypto deals. And they're going to put them together. And you're not going to be able to tell who's doing what. And then this one's going to be a bank. And they're just going to steal your money because it's not being regulated. And by the way, why was it not being regulated? Because the people were getting rich too. You think these people that came out, these actors, all these other people, and support, they didn't understand it either. They were getting paid. But here's the thing. Explain to me how in the world, and here's another one, right? Let's get the bond aside. If he does time, now they're saying they're going to send him to where Epstein was, which means he's probably not going to do any time because he'll end up dead. I mean, like, let's 2 + 2 is 4. All right, I'm not going to like conspiracy theory you to death and go through all this stuff. But all I know is every prison that I've worked at, anytime I've been locked up for a few days, there was cameras everywhere, literally everywhere. So if I got drunk, got in a fight, was there for 3 days, everything seemed to be on camera the entire time. All right. And magically, come on, we're none of us are sitting back there going, no, dude just killed himself. Like, none of us are saying that, right? I mean, except for the people who want us to believe that. Now, that being said, what if, and this is God forbid, right? What if you went and harmed that many families? What if before you did that, you knew that you had to do real time? Like, not time. Like, by the way, who, and I don't know the answer to this. I don't have time to Google it while we're on today. Who come up with this idea of federal prisons with protective custody where your only real penalty is losing, I guess, your freedoms, and you probably have a lot more than, actually, you definitely have a lot more than other people that don't have money that are in prison. What if you had to do your time with everybody else? I was reading this a while back, and they're like, they're going to send him to, I can't remember who it was, as a politician. And I'm like, yeah, like everybody else. That's the way that it works. And it's the way that it should work. Matter of fact, when I was in graduate school, somebody's like, they were talking about the penal system, and the guy said protective custody. I'm like, dude, why would they ever have protective custody? He's like, what do you mean? The people are, the person's in danger. Dude, what in the fuck are you talking about? They went to jail. Isn't the whole concept that jail deprives you of your freedoms? And it's freaking dangerous. Like, it's survival of the mother effing fittest. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Oh, wait a minute. It only works for poor people. Got it. So the rich don't have to serve real time. And if they do, they immediately get the taxpayer. Think about this. You're rich as shit. Like, obnoxious. You go to prison for, let's use this guy, for destroying, how many thousands and thousands and thousands of lives were destroyed? Because I don't know the answer to this. One day we'll find out. I wonder what the net worth was of the average person that was defrauded by this scumbag. I don't know the answer to that. Now, I want your opinion. If you go, dude, I think that, he should be able to get out on bond. Tell me why. Hey, man, I think there should be protected custody in prison. I'm in. I'm all about your opinions. I want to hear your opinions. Is the justice system blind as it pertains to money? Now, I can't imagine that it's not, because I see it every single day. But isn't it miraculous that you could destroy that many people and be home for the holiday with mommy and daddy, sleeping in your bed, in your mansion, chilling with mommy and daddy? I wonder how many other people got to post their bond. Now, what should his bond have been? I don't know. What number can he hit? I don't know the answer to that. Is it 3 billion? Can he not put 10% of that up? 5? I don't know. Whatever it would be to keep somebody like that in prison to ensure that they don't do any more destruction to the American population. Or, I guess, internationally, right? It wasn't just like all over the world. And I'm going to tell you that at the end of the day, until that changes, until the consequences truly fit the crime, there are people that didn't even get a bond. Like we're going to remand you for possession of drugs, marijuana, cocaine, whatever it was, literally. And you go, well, they destroyed tons of life. First of all, I don't know what each situation was, but this dude he got to post. If you think that they max out, they could come up with $100,000 and make their bond $1 million, or keep people in prison, or make them do real time. But what a slap in the face to the guys and girls out there that are working overtime this weekend because this piece of shit stole their money. Never an intention to make them any money, never an intention to do anything other than defraud them. Now, it's weird how dumb smart people can be. Because you know it's going to end. You're eventually going to get caught. But to my point, when you get caught, what is the real consequence? You live like an absolute king in your mind, right? If it was all about money for however long it was. And then you go to, it's not really prison because you're protected. I thought the concept of being incarcerated was, again, losing your freedom and fearing for your life. Because everybody else does. I'm not saying that should be in there killing people. I'm just saying that at some point in time, you can't go, well, everybody goes to prison gets to go into a cell by themselves and be protected. Why do famous people? Why do wealthy people? Why don't they just go into general population like everybody else? Why not? Is it the green? Is it the color of their skin? Is that it? I don't know, but is that it? I mean, again, we have to start to figure this out, because at some point in time, dude, think about this. And I'm blown away. I was watching this thing the other day, and this guy was talking about the Wolf of Wall Street movie. Think about this. And again, I don't know how much of it was exaggerated, but nobody seems to dispute that he defrauded all these people. And dude, he lost some time, I guess, his freedom for a period of time, but he's out getting paid for sales training and doing. Can you imagine the guy who's working still today, who's God knows what age will die at his job because he stole his retirement? Where are we? What is the real consequence? But you could be in possession. You may not even be selling. You could be in possession of a certain amount of drugs and spend your life in prison. You could get an altercation with a dude who ends up severely hurt or dies. I'm not saying you should commit any crimes. You could steal $1 million in jewelry, and you could do 30 years in real prison if you don't come from any money. But you can steal billions of dollars and harm thousands of families, and you can walk free. And if you actually do the time, it's not really doing time. It's not. It's not. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to figure out is, when does that change? When is it fair? Life's not fair. You know what? Bullshit. I understand there are certain aspects of life on a certain days that aren't fair. But if the justice system itself isn't fair, we're all fucked. And we are. You go, well, it's not been fair. I understand that. How do we change it? What do we do? Why isn't it? Who runs this thing? Who makes those decisions? What judge in his or her good, clear conscience sets a bond they know this cat can make? And I'm guessing he just waited till right before the holiday so they didn't post right away to throw it in everybody's face. They weren't scratching to get the money. And then here we are. And there are people that are going to eat in prison that they commit a crime. I mean, if they did, I do believe, I don't think most everybody sitting in prison is innocent. I don't. There are definitely people sitting in prison that are innocent, in my opinion. And I've read a lot about it, and I've paid attention, I've studied it. But I think the vast majority of people committed some crime, right? But here's the problem. When is this thing going to be, where's the economy of scale? Like, until that happens, what is the actual consequence? And if the consequence is I lose some time, I come out, everybody in the country still loves me because of my money, I don't know. I don't know my persona, the way I look. I don't know any of those things. I'm trying to figure those out, and I want to know. I have my own opinions, but until we change, until they go, hey, you know what, dude? Life in prison. That's what we're seeking. Matter of fact, you harmed so many people, and some of them will probably end up doing terrible things to themselves because of what you did. You're sentenced to death. No, you're sentenced to life in prison here in general population. Until there's no possibility of parole. Life with no possibility of parole. Good luck. Good luck. Like, you have to understand that, you know. I remember there was a serial killer, Michael Ross, in Connecticut. And while I was in college, they would bring us some of my criminal justice courses to, like, these prisons, you know. And I mean, the dude's like this little tiny dude, right? I mean, he like would sneak up on women and kill them, right? You know, and he's screaming like, dude, if there wasn't this cage between us, anybody in my class, you know, in a fair fight would whoop your ass, okay? And I remember he was, you know, by himself, and but in their rec deal, he one day let him outside another prisoner. Another prisoner beat him to death, and the guy's, I think it's when I remember, his ankles were cuffed, and I think it's so he like beat him to death with his head, which is actually really impressive. You know what I mean? And you go, oh my God, I can't believe this dude killed all these innocent people. But at the end of the day, if somehow we are going to communicate or convey this message that you can wreak any horror you want, and as long as you're of a certain economic status, that shit don't matter, within reason, we're in a dangerous, dangerous place. We just are. And you see it on a regular, and I guess for me, I don't know that I've seen in my life anything more egregious from just a destruction standpoint of families. There are people still reeling, dude. And by the way, they're not having a Christmas because you stole their freaking money to buy gifts. You stole everything from them. They ain't got shit, but you're out. So, you know, if I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know. If you don't know, let me know. If you have another opinion, let me know. I'm curious. This dude will be walking around and he'll be home for the holidays. You know, should he be able to be? Should he be? Is he innocent until proven guilty? Well, dude, I don't know, dude. Like, you know, you smoke somebody on a camera. You know, you shoot him and there's a video camera and you see it. It's kind of like, yeah, dude, I hear you. And the justice, but like we have this right here. Like we have it, dude. Like we can see it. You know, So I guess I'm just really struggling with the lack of accountability for these, what we call them, which is an interesting name, right? White collar crimes. Like the destruction that was done to all these people. And you read about when people get into a bad situation, or a father who had his money stolen. This wasn't an investment he stood a chance in. He was going to lose his money. Y'all were going to file bankruptcy. You were going to steal it. Matter of fact, not only were you doing that, you were grabbing another company that was going under and yanked them over and acted like you were going to pay them so much on the dollar, and you lied to all them too, just to have their money. I mean, you just continued to steal all this money. You knew you were never going to give it to anybody. You knew you'd piss it all away, and then you knew you'd file bankruptcy. So you had no intention of making them anything unless they were in the know and knew when to get in, when to get out. But the ones that just weren't in the know, they were just happy to be there, man, and wanted to make a bunch of money. And you go, well, that's on them. They're grown-ups. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance, dude. That's not fair. That's just not fair. That's like, you know, you go, hey, he should go fight Conor McGregor in the ring. And you go, well, he's retired. I don't care. He still looks like he kicks some ass. And you go, well, that wasn't, it's not fair. Don't set him up. Like he can't do it. You know, he didn't kick me 4 times before I raised my hands. You know what I mean? Like I'll stay up as long as I can and try to get near him best I can. Let him stop smacking the shit out of me. But at the end of the day, this wasn't a fair fight for these people. They were excited to change their financial situations. And they're destroyed, a lot of them. And he's walking free. Won't go to trial. Now, there is different kind of justice, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if he ends up where Epstein ended up, are y'all going to bet he makes it to trial? I don't know. Should he? It's not up for me to decide, dude. but I want to know what your opinion is on it, please. If you like the content, please subscribe, comment, debate, talk, whatever it is. We need more of that, not less of it. We should all have our own opinions and be able to express those. We shouldn't shut down and freak out because somebody has one. And yeah, we should be able to respectfully have a discussion, dude. That's like the way it works. But if you like this video, you like this podcast, I think you like the next one even more. Just trying to get better every day. But what's your feedback on? Let me read it. I like reading the way the article was written. What do you call him? Dirtbag? Is that the one we called him? Yeah, dirtbag. What do they call him? SBF. He's so awesome. He has a nickname. Is that it? SBF. That's his acronym. What are your thoughts on it? Should he be walking the streets? Should be home with mommy and daddy? Innocent until proven guilty. Should he be there? Should I understand that was a big bond and he didn't really hurt anybody? I don't know. But let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for always taking some time out of your day.